Welcome back. Now for what's tipping the scales of justice. A little victory for Karen Reed's supporters as the Honorable Beverly Cannone lifted the 200-foot buffer zone outside of her courtroom Thursday night.
Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed!
Okay, and take a look at these scenes from last year and this year. Support for Karen Reed looks a whole lot quieter this year, as you see 2024 compared to 2025. Now, days before the retrial began, Judge Cannone ordered the buffer zone to keep protesters from potentially interrupting the business inside of the courtroom. We can't have it interfering with the jury. Well, 4 supporters sued Cannone and other courtroom officials, saying that the buffer zone violated their freedom of speech rights. The case went up to the First Circuit Court of Appeals in Massachusetts, leaning in favor of the supporters. They can peacefully now protest closer to the courthouse, just off of the courthouse property. All right, so let's talk about this, the concerns that the judge will have going forward to make sure that the zone doesn't disrupt what's been going on the last few weeks and what's set to happen the next few weeks. And also, what's left for the Commonwealth to prove? Let's bring back in our legal eagles, William Ehlenfeld and Dave Ehrenberg. Okay, so let's start with the buffer zone and the obligations that the judge has to make sure that the members of the jury are not affected by anybody who is feeling invigorated this morning by being able to get a little bit closer. William, your thoughts on what the judge must do?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you want to balance the right of a fair trial for Karen Reed with the First Amendment, and I think that can be done. I think you can make sure that you give folks the opportunity to speak their mind, to have their voices heard, as long as they do it in a way that's not interfering with the jury, not bothering the jurors as they go in and out of the courthouse. You know, a judge is always most protective of the jury. You don't want them to be influenced by outsiders. You don't want them to feel pressured or intimidated. And so I think that balance can be reached. I think the federal court weighed in, and the First Circuit Appellate Court agreed that you can have a fair trial and allow these folks to let their voices be heard. You know, this is a cultural phenomenon. This is kind of just taken off in that town. And ever since those text messages came out by Trooper Proctor, it sort of inflamed people, and it really led us to where we are today. But I think we can have both a fair trial and allow these individuals to let their voices be heard.
Yes, most definitely. You know, and any chance I get on this program to show viewers what you were just explaining to us, William, that the Sam Shepard case, as you and Dave know, was what started it all and still is the controlling law, that the court has those obligations to make sure that things don't become a circus with the media or with protesters. The late, great F. Lee Bailey representing the Dr. Sam Shepard in that case that went all the way to the United States Supreme Court, originating in Ohio. And ultimately, the judge, or the court, when Sam Shepard got a new trial, his conviction was vacated. And so, you know, he lived kind of a bad life. I guess we don't have that video. I thought we had it. If we get it, we'll put it up. But at any rate, let's talk about the other big question. Apart from the protesting going on, of course, what matters is what's happening inside the courtroom. Dave Ehrenberg, in terms of the proof and what the Commonwealth of Massachusetts still needs to do in its case in chief, what would you say they have left, please?
I think they've done a great job. They've done it with passion, much better prosecution presentation this time. I think a lot of it is in the form rather than the substance. The substance was always strong. I do think that in the closing arguments, you may want to also point out the ridiculousness of the defense theory. Now, you don't want to shift the burden. The defense doesn't have any burden of proof. Only the prosecution does. But the defense has bitten off, I think, more than it could chew by going ahead and trying to come up with a cockamamie theory about how the victim here went into a house, no evidence of that, and was beaten up and killed by his friends, people from all different law enforcement agencies, and all these soccer moms who were there, none of whom had an elevated heart rate, as we know from their heart rate watches. And then these cops and soccer moms decided, instead of hiding the body or claiming self-defense, they threw the body onto the front lawn, to somehow frame Karen Reed for it. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I think you can exploit that. Normally, defense lawyers just have to poke holes in the prosecution's case. Here, they've gone ahead of what they really needed to do. And I think the prosecution can make them eat it.
Dave, I love it. I love it. Tell us more. I wish we had time for more. Thank you. I want to get another question about the special prosecutor, Hank Brennan, somebody who knows his way around the courtroom. He's practiced in state court, federal court, been a long-time defense attorney after he was a prosecutor. And William, it's kind of neat. You both have a connection in a way to Whitey Bulger, with Hank Brennan representing him. And then after he went to prison for a long, long time, you prosecuted the people that killed Whitey Bulger. So how about that little known fact? Hank Brennan and the way he's trying this case, William, your thoughts on that?
I think he's doing an outstanding job. He has kept it tight. It's been fast-paced. It's been better than the last time. You know, jurors don't want to be sitting around thinking, rolling their eyes, wondering why is this taking so long, getting frustrated. And this is a big case, a lot of witness, a lot of evidence, complicated, but he has kept it really tight, so I give him credit for that. I think going forward, he wants to continue to keep up this pace. He wants to continue to use Karen Reed's words against her. They've done a good job of interjecting clips of things that she has said through all these different interviews she's done. She probably won't take the witness stand. So they've been able to get her words into the trial and point out some inconsistencies in what she has said. And then the other thing that I think he's trying to do is to stay as far away from former Trooper Michael Proctor as possible. Man, oh man, those text messages were just awful. That's the last thing a prosecutor wants to see, is those things come across his desk and they have to somehow deal with them. So he's going to try to stay away from Proctor. He needs to as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, smart move. Such a smart analysis. William Ehlenfeld, Dave Ehrenberg, thank you both so much for your time, your expertise. I'm going to connect you to, we'll all share some dog pictures. And I know you both need to get on with your day.
Bella.
What's that, Dave?
Hi, baby Bella.
Oh, hi to Bella, my dog. That's right. See you guys soon.